Maybe we all drink too much. I don't really know. I think generally Irish people and maybe Scandinavian people, you know, they have a kind of they really like to go out and enjoy themselves, and they've got a great sort of passion for living and everything, and they really they've got a lot of kind of energy and stuff like that, and fire in them, you know. So maybe there is something in common there. And also they both they like folk music, I think, very much also.
Yes. What were your plans when you started, and have you achieved your goals maybe now?
Well, part of them I've achieved, but we haven't really sort of managed to take off in America yet, so that's the next step. But everything else has gone very well for us this year, I must say. We're very pleased.
Yes. What kind of a person do you think you are? What are your best and worst qualities, if there are any, both as a human being and a musician?
Well, it's very hard for me to say. You'd have to ask someone else who knows me, because it's very hard to say these things about yourself. I think I'm a pretty honest person. I think that's the best thing about me. I think the worst thing is that I kind of change my moods very often. So I'm kind of moody, but on the good side I'm honest. So it's really balance out.
You write your own songs. Where do you get the subjects from?
Everywhere, really. You know, it's you can write a song anywhere. You can be on an airplane, or you can be in your hotel room and watch something on television that inspires you to write a song. If something moves me enough, whether it's a political thing or whether it's a personal experience, then I'll write a song about it. But it has to be something which really makes me feel very strongly about it.
Yes. What is the role of your band? How much do you listen to their opinions?
Well, it is quite a democratic band, considering it's called Gary Moore. I do think of it very much as a band, and it's taken me a long time to get the right people. And every time we've changed a member of the band's got better and stronger every time. And I think it's very important also that the chemistry between the people is right, because you must spend a lot of time together, especially on tour, you know, and you're living in a bus, or you're living in hotels together all the time, so you have to be able to get along well. When I write a new song, I always play it to the other guys in the band and ask them what they think of it, you know, and if they don't like it, then we don't do it. So that's the way it is.
Okay. Who is the musician that has influenced you most?
Oh, there's so many, but I think probably as a guitarist, the one who has stuck with me through the years would be Jeff Beck, I suppose. He would be my favourite, because he's the only one from that older sort of school of guitar players who I think has gone on to improve over the years, whereas like people like Eric Clapton have kind of gone a different direction, and they don't play the same way anymore. So I think he's the only one that survived that whole 60s kind of generation of guitar players.
Yes. If you were not a guitar player, what would you be? Could you imagine being anything else?
No. No.
How about your parents? How have they taken your rock career?
Well, my father actually was responsible for me starting in music, so he's pretty pleased with the way everything has been for me, because he was a promoter in Belfast, where I grew up. So it was through him that I got involved in music, and he's always stood behind me. You know, they never tried to stop me doing it, because they knew that it was right for me from the start, so there was no problem.
Over the Hills and So On sounds very much like a traditional Irish folk song. Are you going into more melodic pop-like direction, or you have made a cover version also of Friday on My Mind? Why?
Well, the answer to the first question about the Irish music is that I decided to go back to my musical roots this year, having been back to Ireland for a short visit last year, and partly because of the death of Phil Lynott, I was inspired to write in this very Celtic tradition. So that was really what inspired me to do that. But as far as pop music's concerned, I don't think I could actually sit down and write a hit song deliberately. I think, you know, you have to have a good idea to begin with, and then you have to, you know, hope that people are going to like it, obviously. But I don't think you can calculate what's going to be popular and what's not. It's really up to the people who buy the records.
Yes. You are both a guitarist and a singer. Which do you think is easier, to write lyrics or compose a song?
The lyrics are the hardest part, because especially for someone like me, I think I was playing the guitar so long before I began writing songs that the lyrics had a long time to catch up on the guitar. So sometimes I leave the lyrics till the last minute, you know, in the studio, and then I have to spend a lot of time working on them. So I would say the lyrics are definitely the most difficult part.
Yes. Are you interested in politics? And how would you change the world if you had the power to do just anything?
Well, I'm interested in politics the same way as you or anyone else is, and the only thing that I do that's different is that I managed to write songs about it and put it into words what maybe everyone else feels, you know. That's the only difference, and I'm in a position where people will listen to what I say, but it doesn't change anything. It just means that, you know, someone buys one of my records, they hear something political in it, and it's great. But you know, it's not up to me to change the world. It's something which I don't think one person could really solve. You know, it's I mean, what I'd like to see would be world peace, really. You know, and however that comes about, whether it means through nuclear disarmament, I'm not sure whether that's the answer or whatever it means. But I'd like to see peace in my own country as well. But it's another dream.